right into the qualifiers too. As it said, strong shouts over there. Turns out to be a dot ball. Kanchi had a tremendous journey out there in the tournament, but it all started with the same opposition when they batted against Trichy in the first game of the league, which went on to be a nightmare battle for them. From there on, things went out of their control. As you could see on screen, this is where it results to. Strong shouts as things were getting quite good under control. Positive intent out there as both the openers came into the crease. Will be pretty crucial for them to stay confident in these surfaces. Swing and a miss, couldn't get the control that he is looking for. Starting things off decently here, as Kanji Invaders has a lot to focus on, as this was the only opposition they lost the game against. That first league match which they'll never forget, 5600 game. But there has been this positive approach in previous game against Arielur, in which they won in a massive way by chasing down a mammoth target against Grand Galaxy Arilur, who are the finalists now. So that gives them the confidence. The opening stand, the highest opening stand of this tournament so far, 90 runs between Raja and Dinesh DK, and both of them among the top run getters of the tournament too. As Raja is the third highest run getter of the tournament, 84 runs with an average of 28, and Dinesh DK is at the fifth. The most crucial thing is Raja have hit more sixers in this tournament, 4 sixers on his name. That shows the kind of impact they've created in the previous game, despite of the first one went out of the control. But yet, this might be a tricky situation to focus on. As they've been looking forward to push things beyond their control. Continues out to bowl Sai to Raja. Through the covers. Beautiful timing that is. And it eventually rolls over the boundary ropes. Exceptional stroke making. That's the first boundary of this innings as Raja started showing his aggression. Look at that stroke making. The placement seems to be perfect. One thing is pretty sure, when the wicketkeeper stands closer, you won't get any bouncers. You can play confident front-footed shots. That's what happened here. As things were getting quite good under control. Been trying to play some decent cricket after the first over for just a single run, which is an extra that he pulled initially. Swings and misses out. As that gets thickish feather over there will be just a single. All that matters the most is early breakthrough, which they got when they both faced off in the first time. Interesting the stuff that turns out to be, as it took its own time in the middle to finish things off. Taking some time in the middle, Sai. Swing and a miss. Couldn't get the connection that he is looking for. But as time flows, things might get into control. That's what being pushed down here. 0 of 7. Two gets completed. Taking some time in the middle, both Raja and Dinesh DK. Thickish outside edge as fielder chases down the ball. The a couple of runs on the board. That's the biggest strength of them. They love to run between the wickets. Even when Arilur was not conceding much boundaries for a couple of overs, converting ones into twos have worked well for them. And they sometimes push the dot balls for singles too. The running between the wickets and their understanding for ones and twos, giving calls at the right time, these kind of aspects have helped them a lot. As you can see the numbers, probably Harish will be replaced by a different bowler. Usually he was given only 2 overs, not the third one in the power play. And most of the games Harish have completed his entire quota for just 2 overs, which he bowled as first and third over of the game. That's what being done by Senthil, the skipper of the side, having much bowling options, the multiple approaches that they're having. Cuts it away as it finds the boundary ropes. Beautiful pick of the length from Dinesh DK, and he slices it as late as possible. Good thing is that he let the ball to come in and allowed it to play at late as possible. Look at that. Exceptional stroke making. Continues out the board. Much better one from Harish, as this gets a bit of improvisations on the air. But this will get slightly a bit tricky as time goes on. All they have to do is to pick more wickets in the power play. That's how they controlled Kanchi invaders in the first game. But this is a different wicket, and this team have evolved a lot. Kanchipuram, right from the first game, scored 135 plus in both the games they played in the league phase after losing the first one to Trichy. So that experience will push them out to perform well in this big stage too. Was not trying to attack the stumps, Harish, expecting that to get some thickish outside edge to reach the slip fielder. Ramesh is standing at first slip. On first day it was Sheikh who stood at the first slip and grabbed some important catches of the game that took them on top of the game. And the Dragava's catch through the covers was one among them. Dot ball to end the over. That's 13 for no loss. Sai with the ball. That's 13 for no loss as the batters are getting themselves down there. But slips in position mid-on and shot square leg in position. Rest of the leg side kept empty, where the batters could get more space to score runs on the board. Takes his few other bowlers also there. There is Senthil, there is Raghava, there is Shevak, plenty of other bowlers. Most importantly, Vignesh as a leg spinner adds more value to the side as it beats up the wicket keeper. Planning to play their second match here, which lets them to be on top of the game. As things are turning out to be quite good under control. Sai could probably bring up the balance that they're looking for. Exceptional performer with the ball as well as with the bat. But today couldn't see convincing performance from him, as he went on to be one of those contributing cricketers, especially when they play against the Grand Galaxy Arielur. The performance have turned down both the times we've seen. 2 for 0 it is Grand Galaxy Arielur. One time they batted first and the other time they batted second. On both the occasions it was them winning up the match. So this will surely be a huge game for them, Trichy. Pulls it away, as there is a fielder in position, will just be the single. Taking some time to push up the momentum going forward. Didn't see much of explosive stroke makings from Raja and Dinesh DK so far. Especially Dinesh DK is struggling a lot, and Raja didn't got much of strike so far, with that one cover drive going for the boundary. Much important for Sai to consolidate with the same momentum as both the set openers who will perform well if they sit are struggling to get some good momentum. And this should be kept in control. Raghava have also dropped a catch in the previous game against Arielur. Now putting out a misfield. One of the top quality fielders are doing it and giving the batters to rotate the strike. That brings back Dinesh DK on strike. Couple of extras with 4 runs coming off this over. Last ball of this over. Single to end the over. That's 18 for no loss. Continues out to bowl Harish. That gets closer to the stumps as things are quite good under control. Trying to bowl over the wicket. Still there is a wicket taking knack. That's one of those reasons why the skipper brought him back to bowl the third over in the power play. Usually we don't get to see such things happening. Since they have 6 to 7 quality bowlers, they'll never complete spells for most of the bowlers. Especially Harish gets to bowl 2 to 3 overs. 2 in the power play. 1 if he gets an opportunity, bowl of the death overs. But for the first time we are watching him in action for 3 overs together. Desperation to get that early breakthrough. As this game gets dangerous if this opening combination bats together, especially Raja with his explosive stroke makings. By understanding that thing, all they want is just these 2 batters. Pressure on the power play, 2 wickets falling early, then everything will fall in place for them. Keeping that in mind, Harish, last 4 balls for him in this over. If that happens out to be right, good save from the fielder. They could eventually break this partnership and come into this game with dominance. 1 might bring 2, 2 might bring 3, and then the rest of the bowlers could also capitalize with the same momentum. There are a few other bowlers out there. That's the biggest strength of them. Harish should start things, that's it. Wicket number 1 or 2, and then there are bowlers Sendil, Raghava, Shehwag, Vicky. There are plenty of other bowlers as well. Squeezes between the fielders as it rolls down and reaches out the boundary ropes. Exceptional stroke making. I'll say luck favors the brave, as he was lucky enough to get that boundary with the brave attempt of going through the covers that led him to open up the pace of the bat that squeezes between 2 fielders and eventually rolls over the boundary ropes. Exceptional stroke making which relieves the pressure from their head. 24 for no loss as of now. Still there is an opportunity. If 1 happens, 1 might bring 2. 2 balls for Harish to try his luck. Much better one. Couldn't earn wickets, but still stopping the batter from meeting it at the middle of the blade. Now into the last ball of this over. 3rd over. For someone like Harish to get into the momentum. Swing and a miss. Dot ball to end the over. 3 overs gets completed to Harish. End of 5 overs, it's 24 for no loss. Thickish outside edge as that's a dropped opportunity. Finally 1 chance, and that's been put down by Harish. Should have also be a game changing one. It was easy onto his hands. Lucky one for Raja. Seems like something is there from his blade to make a statement in qualifiers too. Punches it through the cow corner region as Shehwag chases down the ball. A couple of runs on the board. I think that is much more important. When you take more of a greater innings being played in world cricket, have a lot of drop catches, with one being Rohit Sharma's 264 had a drop catch when he was on 4 runs. Like sometimes catches give another opportunity for the batter to explode, or something that works on his favor. Your job is still left on the ground, and that's why one of the finest fielders are dropping the catch, having some space for the drama. Yet it will be interesting to watch out for with the way how things will be proceeded moving forward. ace of the bat will be just a single out there. As this is turning out to be interesting stuff to watch out for. Things were getting comfortable as both Raja and Dinesh DK were started adjusting each other and rotating the strike. Bowling round the wicket side. Flicks it away and no man standing at the deep as it will be reaching out the boundary ropes. A much needed boundary for Raja at this point of time. They dropped the catch and straight away Raja scores a boundary at the same over as this partnership moves to 32 of just 35 balls with one more to complete the power play. Kanchipuram are at the most safest mode of applying their shifts of gear. Still there. 8 of this over with one more to complete. Single to end the over. 33 for no loss. Could see the match umpires doing their shadow practice, and this team discussion is going over there. Much needed break for them. The hydration break might give them a different clarity. Straight after the hydration break. 33 for no loss after power play. We'll be expecting a wicket on the power play now. Straight away bringing up the spin now. Vignesh with the ball. And whenever Vignesh comes out to bowl, there have been a huge wicket alert will also be there, as he's one among the top wicket takers and he's the leading run scorer. So probably one could be eligible for the most valuable player award. That would be Vignesh. Looking at the statistics so far, we'll get you through the numbers that's been out there so far in this tournament. Vignesh is the second highest wicket taker, 7 wickets. Just behind Raghava, his teammate, who has 9 wickets on his name. The first 3 leading wicket takers of the tournament are from the same team, Trichy, but today they couldn't grab anything out of Kanchi's batters. That's the biggest pressure. Turning out to be quite good under control. Sai is the most economical bowler with 3.91. So every bowler deals with different approaches altogether, but it all matters when they proceed with the result that it requires. Special tournament for Vignesh. Picked up couple of wickets. He's the leading run scorer, second leading wicket taker. Chance of being the first two. Just 2 wickets difference between the first and second. But also we can appreciate these two batters, especially Raja, who have hit the number of sixes in this tournament. Almost 4 to 5 sixes on his name, which is the most by an individual. Will try to carry the same momentum along with favourite partner Dinesh DK. Choose the call and they're running back for the second run. Quite good running between the wickets, as it requires just one more wicket, one more over. To make sure that they've been taking things going forward. Last ball of Vignesh. Single to end the over. That's 39 for no loss. $39 for no loss. That's 40 runs so far. Been turning out to be a wonderful partnership. The more these two batters stand in the crease, the run rate will eventually increase. And this is what happens when this man starts playing a longer innings. You can't stop himself for a very long time. All you need is to bring up his wicket. That's how the game gets into your control. Raghava, the new bowler, into the attack. He is the leading wicket taker of the tournament. 9 wickets so far in this tournament, which is the most by any individual bowler. Starting off with 3 wickets against the same opposition, Kanchipuram in the first match. From then on, it went on to be wicket-taking battles for him. Good stop from Sai, saves a couple of runs for his side. As you could see, the spectacular view out there as a car passes nearby. That's the way out to enter into the Trichy city. from this KTS cricket ground Trichy, which is almost at the southern outskirt of the city. Swing and a miss. Couldn't get much control over there, as things are quite good under control. As Rakava is holding up a solidity in control, with the way how they are focusing on things that needs to be kept in control. Through the covers to the call, and they've been running back for the second run. Excellent running between the wickets, converting this into an expensive over. So far 6 coming off this seems like Raja will be unstoppable. But the biggest thing is that Raghava have always had that wicket taking nag, despite of him conceding runs on the board. Somewhere he been out there as a wicket taking bowler, breaking up those partnerships at the crucial moment of the game. That expectation will always be there. That is something that will push him onto the wicket column. Trying to pull things into control. 7 runs coming off this over. Last ball of the over as Dinesh DK on strike. Swing and a miss. That's 46 for no loss after 8. Continues off to bowl Vignesh. Trying to get a couple of runs on the board. Cuts it away as the fielder stands at the deep. 2 is the call. Quick running between the wickets, getting second run over there. turns out to be quite good under control. That brings up 50 up here between the two batters. 51 of 51. The partnership moves out to be equal contribution from both, but this is not regular day at work for Raja. Conventionally, he'll convert it into 40s when he faces out 20-25 deliveries. As today, it's turning out to be a little bit of pressure. Gone for a couple of sixers down the ground yesterday against Raj Mahesh Pillai of Grand Galaxy Ariyalur. Straight down the ground, back-to-back sixes. He'll be waiting for such momentum to take carry on. But so far that didn't happen to them as I've expected. Couldn't get much control over there. Swing and a miss as it turns out to be one more wide. As things were getting pretty precise in control. Through the long off region for single. Though it seems to be economical, Trichy were running out of options and bringing out those wickets. Surprising to see Sendil not yet getting bowled. He is one among the prime bowlers of the side. The bowlers left were Sendil and Shevak will also be given opportunities to bowl on. Single to end the over, that's 57 for no loss. Swing and a miss, couldn't get the control that he's looking for, Raghava. As this seems to be slight a bit of pressure. Well left as it goes past the batter. Keeping things under control, but slightly pushing them beyond the boundaries. High in the air, and no chance of the fielders catching that over there, as it's slightly good under control. Never ever got to see any momentum being carried forward as a wicket, except that one drop catch from Harish. Would have been a game-changing catch if he would have caught that. That's quite unfortunate. Things like that will surely happen. Continues out to bowl Raghava, who is the leading wicket taker. But today, that wicket taking nag is not working so far for him. Flicks it away, and no man standing in the deep. And this outfield will surely help the batters to reach out the boundary ropes. Lucky runs that turns out to be. Exceptional one, as this boundary, the way how he flicked it away to the mid-wicket region, said the kind of quality that they're having in their placement. Dinesh DK, who also played reverse sweeps that we've seen yesterday. After a couple of times, once the spinners came into action, he started playing those reverse sweeps to reach the boundary ropes. We can expect similar kind of approach today also. Must work on his lens, Raghava. Looking a bit confused on what went wrong today. But that's how it used to be. Certain things might not be working out on particular day. But the players must be very careful in choosing out their boundaries and how it's going to be. .64 for no loss so far, as this being the last ball of this over. Flicks it away one more time. Couldn't get much timing over there, but could be able to run between the wickets to get 2 runs on the board. As it works as it is, 66 for no loss. Sendil, the new bowler, into the attack, straight away invading to the stumps. "33 of 24 as of now." Slowly started finding runs on the board. The flight passing by. The locality is almost near Trichy Airport. That's high in the air as long on fielder moved out and got closer. Look at the celebration. A beautiful catch taken at long on to dismiss the key batter of the side. Raja, the batter, being dismissed. And that's why these kind of changes are needed. Sendil usually being brought in the power play, but today it's been very long to bring him into the game. But anyway, came in, brought in the breakthrough that they're looking for. 67 for 1. Raja walks back to the pavilion. Going through the covers, Sarguna Pandya, the new batter, comes in at number 3. Right time for a number 3 batter to settle in, where you have 10 more overs in control. There have been a lot more space for Magics. Couldn't get the connection that he is looking for. Squeezes through the point direction, no chance of that being a single. Will be just a single over there. Sarguna Pandyan gets off the mark with that single. GOAT on the screen. It's time for them to watch some match and being featured on the YouTube. Celebrities for a while. Sehwag, the new bowler, into the attack. Will this change impact the game? Sendil and Sehwag, two different combinations, but all they require is a good fielding support. That is pretty much mandatory. These drop catches, misfields will never help you out to reach out to the finals. This is a do or die game. The Trichy must be very careful on approaching this game. They have a good batting potential, but still, anything more than 130 will surely be a challenging stuff for them. Picking up wickets in a regular interval of time might stop the batting unit from scoring, and especially Raja's wicket is gone. The other set batter is Dinesh DK. If he's also gone, they could balance things out moving forward. That's what they've been looking out for. There have been plenty of good players out there. Vignesh have batted well. Sendil is a good batter. MS Shiva is a good batter. Harish have also batted well in the previous game. The last league match, he scored 30 odd with a good partnership with Vignesh. Squeezes through the point direction. Sarguna Pandyan is very good at playing those shots. Letting the ball to come on and playing it on the offside. Excellent player on the offside. As this is turning out and adding up a bit more pressure on all the other bowlers out there. Sehwag is a pretty relaxed bowler, never took things seriously, but gives his 100% to bring up the breakthrough. Sometimes different pace variations, different bowlers might bring different results altogether. You can't just go with quick pace bowlers, you can't just go with wonderful spinners. You have to shuffle up things. A medium pacer suddenly, a spinner then, and then a quickie one. We may not be sure which one the batter gets disturbed. Our perspectives can't damage the general view of the game, so it should be viewed in a different perspective altogether. Watch the batter and how he is feeling out to be rhythmic, especially with the way how Raja lost his wicket to Sendil. Whether he was good against Harish, Vignesh, Raghava, and that's how it used to be. Strong shouts and the fingers were going up. Sehwag brought in the breakthrough. Sarguna Pandyan is asking for clarity to the on-field umpire. The intent was to flick it away. He was pretty offside batter. This is quite good from Sehwag, inviting the batter to play onto the onside. Back-to-back wickets on every over. 74 for 2 it is. Sarguna Pandyan walks back to the pavilion. Ramesh Naidu, the new batter in at number 4. Got that single over there, straight away gets off the mark with that single. Ramesh Naidu. There are a few good talents out there. Ramesh Naidu is a good player. Sarguna Pandyan have also been a good player, but unfortunately lost his way. A cheeky attempt from Dinesh DK, and that shows that it hits the pads of the batter, though that could also be an LBW. But anyway, that's 12 overs gets completed 75 for 2. That's the bowling card for your visual. 6 bowlers so far. The option that Trichy has. Pushing out that to get some single over there. Now they have to redefine things right from the beginning. There have been certain things set with the control, but the partnership got broken. Wickets kept on falling. This stops the rhythm of the batter, and they have to figure out certain things by slowly building up the partnership, and then they can get themselves out of the control, which is going to be a pressure for sure. Moving out to be a couple of dot balls over there. That's high in the air. Chance of a wicket. Sendil Kumar under the ball. And that is a beautiful catch taken. He was struggling with a judgment, rolling around the landing area, but finally grabs the catch. I'll say this is one of the turning point of this innings. Dinesh DK was the batter being dismissed. Look at Sendil Kumar. He was still guessing, and somehow balances to grab that catch. That's a mistake, but managed to get that done. 76 for 3. Vasantaraj, the new batter. Two newbies, one after the other. Every over there is a breakthrough out there that sets them under pressure. Kanchipuram Invaders got a good start. Not sure how they're going to cope up with this moving forward. As that is going to be slight bit pressure for them. Swing and a miss, couldn't get the control that he's looking for. Now straight away MS Shiva does his role. Got closer to the stumps. Doesn't let the batters to play free cricket. Now they'll be consciously focusing on their back lift, whether it's lifting up or not. Swing and a miss. That's clean bowled. Cleaning him up with a off stump. Going away its way. That's one more wicket onto the card. Sendil gets 2 in this over. Overall 4 in just 3 overs. Kanchipuram invaders are losing their way in the middle. This is turning out to be one another. MS Shiva gets done with the celebration. As simple as it could get. 78 for 4. At the long on, as the fielders converging together, will be just a single. Now this is going to be the real challenge for Ramesh Naidu and Nanda. Even in situations like this, Ramesh Naidu have revived the team from these kind of situations in the middle overs, as the middle overs have always been a tricky one. Though you could do well in the power play, you'll be having more resources to bat well in the death overs. But in between that, how are you going to save this game to that stage? If it is 10 overs 100, in fact if it is 6 overs 60, let's take it that way. In the next 8 overs you need not to score 80, but you have to score some 50 to 60 without losing more than 1 wicket. Then you will be having much of wickets left between 16 to 20, where you could explosively bat well and could express yourself well in finishing things. In case if you lose much wickets early in the middle overs, then there will be nothing left for the death overs. That's the biggest pressure. That's where many teams in T20 format is failing to score runs. Now Kanchipuram invaders are doing the same mistake. Between 7 to 15, they've already lost 4 wickets in just 3 overs. And one more left to complete the 15th over. On strike Nanda. Beautiful placement as no man standing at the deep. Fielders chasing down the ball. Good stop from the fielder. Turns out to be a couple of runs on the board. But that is an exceptional stuff, as they saves the boundary pretty well. Beautiful work at the deep. Vignesh see the fielder. Took a outside edge. Will be just a single out there. Want to get things completed. through the covers as the fielders chasing down the ball. And it eventually getting closer to the boundary ropes. Not sure whether it hits the ropes or not. We're going to check out that. But that gets extra runs on the board. Wonderful running between the wickets. Extra stumps. And the fingers were going up. Exceptional work. The greedy approach to go for that extra run cost them a wicket. Look at that. It was almost halfway. And it went on to be the breakthrough. Morning. As simple as it could get. Takes it catch over there. Gets another wicket over. The Senthil is having some lucky day today. Obviously comes out of hard work, but at the same time certain things should work on your favor, though you're doing your best. That is happening right now. Sai is a good fielder. You can't expect him to drop such easy catches. 90 for 6. $90 for 6. As that goes behind. Yuvraj, the new batter. 2 new batters. 0 of 0 and 0 of 0. Which sets a tone here for Trichy. The past 3-4 overs have been quite phenomenal for Trichy. They came back stronger and started keeping things under control. as it is turning out to be quite good under control. Especially this boy on screen, 4 wickets for him so far, with one more over to go. Nobody have taken a 5-4, and he is taking that 5-4, first ever 5-4 in TNPCL. Sendil the name, remember the performance. The previous best being the Kanchi bowler SPJ Selva have picked up 4 wickets for 10 runs. Now this is beating up that number as it hits the half stump straight away. Pretty confused the batter. He was expecting that to be invading the middle stump, but it's attacking the off stump. Celebrations begin 5-4 in TNPCL. Now with that 5-4, Sendil becomes the second leading wicket taker in the tournament. Now look at the numbers. Raghava 9 wickets so far in this tournament. Sendil picks up 7 wickets. These were turning out to be really good. And along with that, Sehwag 2 out there. So the first 4 positions in the wicket column goes to Trichy. Raghava 9 wickets, Vignesh 7 wicket, Harish 7 wicket, and now this man Sendil 7 wickets. He's having bright chance of making it to 6 wickets too. Will be more interesting to watch out for with Dharmaraj and M Raja, as both the batters are new to the crease. Onto the pads, passing down the leg, says the on-field umpire. Tricky situation this have been. 15 completed, 92 for 7. One for 16 it is from Sehwag as he continues out to bowl. Trying to push things under control as both the batters should try to get things out to come out of the crisis, but this is a wonderful bowling attack. The last 5 overs have been phenomenal. Despite of them getting a good opening stand together, the rest of the batters couldn't consolidate the momentum that the openers left in the crease. Good work behind the stumps, Yama Shiva. That's not getting the number that they're looking for, yet it seems to be quite good under control. Taking back a look at that, the past couple of overs turns out to be wonderful to watch out for. It all started with that opening combination that stood really well. I think that is pretty much important with the way how they perform with the solidity out there. The opening stand stood till 90, in fact 67. Up to 10.3 overs. From then on, it started picking up wickets. 67 for 1, 74 for 2, 76 for 3, 78 for 4, 88 for 5, 90 for 6 and 90 for 7 now. That's 92. So it's been almost 35 runs. In fact, for 33 runs, they lost 7 wickets. Terrible performance out there. Squeezes through the sweeper cover. We'll get some runs over there, as that turns out to be quite good under control. 16 gets completed, 94 for 7. As that turns out to be one more wicket over that. 6 wickets for Sindhil with that dismissal. The batter got dismissed and walks back to the pavilion. You have seen that visual. Making an iconic statement here, Sindhil. First bowler to get a 5 for first bowler to reach 6 wickets in the history of TNPCL. Dream day for him. It was 67 for no loss at some point of time. We were looking for some 130s and 140s. But now looking at the way how the performance is going so far, 100 seems to be a challenging number in terms of wicket column. The man you're watching on screen, Sendil, the huge reason behind all these impacts, came late to the party today. Initially will be given much early opportunities. Bowled on to the patch, that's been flicked away to the final leg region. Goes over the boundary ropes. Gets off the mark with that boundary, Ramesh. Exceptional use of the wrist to flick it away to the final leg region. The way how he controls the batters have been quite impressive. Many of his dismissal came out to be stump attacking ones. Special kudos to that catch taken by Sendil Kumar. That also set the rhythm with the kind of wickets kept on falling. And I really love this approach. Once he caught the ball, he's not pretty relaxed. He just comes back to bowl the second ball. That's the way how an innings should be. You shouldn't let the batters and bowlers take more time in between overs. For every over gap, there shouldn't be much time, except it is water break. A T20 inning should be completed in 1 hour 25 minutes to the maximum. If it goes more than that, then miscommunication here. As it turns out to be another wicket side. Doesn't believe anyone. He himself ran and hits the stumps. Wicket number 9 it is, as that is 98 for 9. Dharmaraj came into the strikers and straight away turned out to be the miscommunication. 98 for 9. As PJ Suresh, the skipper of the side, comes in, dot ball to end the over. That's 98 for 9. Raghava continues to bowl. Hope he's okay. Just requires 1 wicket, as we've seen with the way how Sendil have completed his spell. 6 wickets on a single game. A milestone number from him. Swinginham is couldn't get the connection that he is looking for. As things are turning out to be quite good under control. Last wicket this is turning out to be. 99 for 9. From 67 for 0 to 99 for 9. A huge collapse in a big stage like the qualifier 2. Must be pretty conscious with these efforts, as PJ Suresh having a quite good campaigner with the ball as a left arm spinner. But again, have to wait and watch how things go from here. Though it seems to be a low target on a big stages, anything might happen. A few wickets early in the innings and the player in form, as PJ Suresh, if they both could handle things out without pressure, there is something to fight on still in this game. Trying to tackle things out over that mid-off inside the circle for Raghava, bowling his 3rd over. As that was turning out to be one more dot ball on the cards. He was expecting that to be a white ball, as PJ Suresh was not coming out as of expected. Quite good under control. Couple of dot balls over there. which is 2 to end the over as PJ Suresh facing off one after the other. Swings and misses out with one to get things completed. With that single, that brings 100 up here for Kanchipuram Invaders, 100 for 9. Saw into the attack as he's trying to slice it behind to the third man. Quite good under control with the way how things are being moved. Swing and a miss. Last couple of deliveries where they could set the final total before finishing things off. That's high in the air as that is a fielder in position, but couldn't stop that going for boundary. A much needed one and gets up the mark with that boundary, Dharmaraj. It was a fuller length. The intent was to fetch some catch over there at the long off. Fielder was also there, but unfortunately it beats him and reaches out the boundary ropes. Turns out to be quite good under control. Straight away goes to the white ball. Slicing is behind. 106 for 9 it is. It all happened to be that opening combination which had the powerhouse. It's not about the entire batting sharing the energy. Opening combination plays a crucial role in this. Not just this team, many teams have few batters as the most dependent players of the side. That's the biggest pressure when you depend on a single player or two players too much. If they lose their way in the middle, things might get collapsed. That's what exactly happened to Kanchipuram today. Both Raja and Dinesh have did really well, but once they failed to perform, or once they lost their wicket with 30s and 20s, things have gone out of the control. That's 107 for 9. Raghava to complete his last over, 3.1, 18 for 0. Still the leading wicket taker of the tournament. That's high in the air. Couldn't get much balance over there as the batter were expecting to go for the second run. This final wicket is holding up something in the last over. Before finishing things off, there is something to be witnessed, which is going to set the tone for the second innings. Similar to what exactly happened in the first game, Trichy have also posted 114 against Arielur, which they couldn't be able to defend. Is it going to be the same match and same pattern? We can wait and watch. As we are entering into the last 3 balls of this innings, even if they lost a wicket, it will become 1-1-0 the target. Swings and got the connection, but 2 is the call from the batter. As they're running back for the second run, the scoreboard moves to 1-1. Nelson it is. Could that put a full stop to this? Swing and a miss, couldn't get the connection. But he's looking for with one more to complete this over. 1-1 for 9 already. As Raghava might be ending up with wicketless numbers of 0 for 22, or could pick some wicket in the last ball. We're gonna wait and watch on what's gonna happen. The dot ball to end the over. That's 1-1 for 9 at the end of 20 overs. Started with a bang with a partnership of Raja 33 and Dinesh 26, 67 runs together. But when things gone out of the control, especially when Sindhil came in, everything got a twist. 4 overs, 14 for 6 turns out to be the best figures of this season so far. Now let's wait and watch. 112, is it going to be a big total, or Trichy is going to be chasing it easily?
நம்ம திருப்பூர்ல ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியருக்கு எக்ஸ்க்ளூசிவா டி-ஷர்ட் ட்ராக் பேண்ட்லாம் மேனுஃபேக்சர் பண்ற ஒரு யூனிட் தாங்க இப்ப நம்ம வந்திருக்கோம். ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியருக்கான மேனுஃபேக்சர் தாங்க நம்ம யூனிக் ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியர். இவங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா உங்களோட டீமுக்கான குரூப் ஜெர்சி, டீம் ஜெர்சி, கிரிக்கெட் ஒயிட், சப்ளிமேஷன் ஜெர்சின்னு எந்த ஆர்டர் நீங்க கொடுத்தாலும் சரி, இவங்களோட இன் யூனிட்ல இருக்க ஃபேப்ரிக் எடுத்து நீங்க கொடுக்குற கஸ்டமைஸ்டு டிசைன்ல உங்க டீம் நேம்ல, உங்க பிராண்ட் நேம்ல, இவங்களோட கார்மெண்ட்ஸ்ல இருக்க இவங்களோட பிரிண்டிங் டெக்னாலஜி மூலமா பிரிண்டிங் பண்ணி, கட்டிங் பண்ணி, ஸ்டிச்சிங் ஒர்க் எல்லாமே முடிச்சு அயனிங் பண்ணி உங்களுக்கு 2 to 3 டேஸ்ல டெலிவரியே கொடுத்துறாங்க. தமிழ்நாடு முழுக்க நீங்க எங்க இருந்தாலும் சரி, உங்களோட கான்டாக்ட் நம்பர் ஸ்கிரீன்ல கொடுத்துருக்கேன். உங்களுக்கு கால் பண்ணி உங்களோட டீமுக்கான ஜெர்சியை உடனே நீங்க ஆர்டர் பண்ணிக்கலாங்க. இவங்க நம்ம திருப்பூர்ல PN ரோட்ல கரெக்டா நெசவாளர் காலனில இந்த பெட்ரோல் பங்க்ல மெயின் ரோட்ல லெஃப்ட் திரும்பி அகைன் லெஃப்ட் திரும்பினோம்னா ரைட்ல லொகேட்டா இருக்கவங்க தாங்க இந்த யூனிக் ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியர் அண்ட் ஃபினிஷர்ஸ். நீங்க லோக்கல்ல இருக்கீங்க, நேர்ல வந்து ஆர்டர் கொடுக்கறனால ஆர்டர் கொடுத்துக்கலாங்க. இந்த மாதிரி அப்டேட்டுக்கு நம்ம திருப்பூர் பசங்க இன்ஸ்டாகிராம் பேஜ்க்கு ஒரு ஃபாலோ பட்டனை தட்டி விட்டுருங்க. நம்ம திருப்பூர்ல ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியருக்கு எக்ஸ்க்ளூசிவா டி-ஷர்ட் ட்ராக் பேண்ட்ல மேனுஃபேக்சர் பண்ற ஒரு யூனிட் தாங்க இப்ப நம்ம வந்திருக்கோம். ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியருக்கான மேனுஃபேக்சர் தாங்க நம்ம யூனிக் ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியர். இவங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா உங்களோட டீமுக்கான குரூப் ஜெர்சி, டீம் ஜெர்சி, கிரிக்கெட் ஒயிட், சப்ளிமேஷன் ஜெர்சின்னு எந்த ஆர்டர் நீங்க கொடுத்தாலும் சரி இவங்களோட இன் யூனிட்ல இருக்க ஃபேப்ரிக் எடுத்து நீங்க கொடுக்குற கஸ்டமைஸ்டு டிசைன்ல உங்க டீம் நேம்ல உங்க பிராண்ட் நேம்ல இவங்களோட கார்மெண்ட்ஸ்ல இருக்க இவங்களோட பிரிண்டிங் டெக்னாலஜி மூலமா பிரிண்டிங் பண்ணி கட்டிங் பண்ணி ஸ்டிச்சிங் ஒர்க் எல்லாமே முடிச்சு அயனிங் பண்ணி உங்களுக்கு 2 to 3 டேஸ்ல டெலிவரியே கொடுத்துறாங்க. தமிழ்நாடு முழுக்க நீங்க எங்க இருந்தாலும் சரி உங்களோட கான்டாக்ட் நம்பர் ஸ்கிரீன்ல கொடுத்துருக்கேன். உங்களுக்கு கால் பண்ணி உங்களோட டீமுக்கான ஜெர்சியை உடனே நீங்க ஆர்டர் பண்ணிக்கலாங்க. இவங்க நம்ம திருப்பூர்ல PN ரோட்ல கரெக்டா நெசவாளர் காலனில இந்த பெட்ரோல் பங்க்ல மெயின் ரோட்ல லெஃப்ட் திரும்பி அகைன் லெஃப்ட் திரும்பினோம்னா ரைட்ல லொகேட்டா இருக்கவங்க தாங்க இந்த யூனிக் ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியர் அண்ட் பினிஷர்ஸ். நீங்க லோக்கல்ல இருக்கீங்க நேர்ல வந்து ஆர்டர் கொடுக்கறனால ஆர்டர் கொடுத்துக்கலாங்க. இந்த மாதிரி அப்டேட்டுக்கு நம்ம திருப்பூர் பசங்க இன்ஸ்டாகிராம் பேஜ்க்கு ஒரு ஃபாலோ பட்டனை தட்டி விட்டுருங்க. நம்ம திருப்பூர்ல ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியருக்கு எக்ஸ்க்ளூசிவா டி-ஷர்ட் ட்ராக் பேண்ட்ல மேனுஃபேக்சர் பண்ற ஒரு யூனிட் தாங்க இப்ப நம்ம வந்திருக்கோம். ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியருக்கான மேனுஃபேக்சர் தாங்க நம்ம யூனிக் ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியர். இவங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா உங்களோட டீமுக்கான குரூப் ஜெர்சி, டீம் ஜெர்சி, கிரிக்கெட் ஒயிட், சப்ளிமேஷன் ஜெர்சின்னு எந்த ஆர்டர் நீங்க கொடுத்தாலும் சரி இவங்களோட இன் யூனிட்ல இருக்க ஃபேப்ரிக் எடுத்து நீங்க கொடுக்குற கஸ்டமைஸ்டு டிசைன்ல உங்க டீம் நேம்ல உங்க பிராண்ட் நேம்ல இவங்களோட கார்மெண்ட்ஸ்ல இருக்க இவங்களோட பிரிண்டிங் டெக்னாலஜி மூலமா பிரிண்டிங் பண்ணி கட்டிங் பண்ணி ஸ்டிச்சிங் ஒர்க் எல்லாமே முடிச்சு அயனிங் பண்ணி உங்களுக்கு 2 to 3 டேஸ்ல டெலிவரியே கொடுத்துறாங்க. தமிழ்நாடு முழுக்க நீங்க எங்க இருந்தாலும் சரி உங்களோட கான்டாக்ட் நம்பர் ஸ்கிரீன்ல கொடுத்துருக்கேன். உங்களுக்கு கால் பண்ணி உங்களோட டீமுக்கான ஜெர்சியை உடனே நீங்க ஆர்டர் பண்ணிக்கலாங்க. இவங்க நம்ம திருப்பூர்ல PN ரோட்ல கரெக்டா நெசவாளர் காலனில இந்த பெட்ரோல் பங்க்ல மெயின் ரோட்ல லெஃப்ட் திரும்பி அகைன் லெஃப்ட் திரும்பினோம்னா ரைட்ல லொகேட்டா இருக்கவங்க தாங்க இந்த யூனிக் ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியர் அண்ட் பினிஷர்ஸ். நீங்க லோக்கல்ல இருக்கீங்க நேர்ல வந்து ஆர்டர் கொடுக்கறனால ஆர்டர் கொடுத்துக்கலாங்க. இந்த மாதிரி அப்டேட்டுக்கு நம்ம திருப்பூர் பசங்க இன்ஸ்டாகிராம் பேஜ்க்கு ஒரு ஃபாலோ பட்டனை தட்டி விட்டுருங்க. நம்ம திருப்பூர்ல ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியருக்கு எக்ஸ்க்ளூசிவா டி-ஷர்ட் ட்ராக் பேண்ட்ல மேனுஃபேக்சர் பண்ற ஒரு யூனிட் தாங்க இப்ப நம்ம வந்திருக்கோம். ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியருக்கான மேனுஃபேக்சர் தாங்க நம்ம யூனிக் ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியர். இவங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா உங்களோட டீமுக்கான குரூப் ஜெர்சி, டீம் ஜெர்சி, கிரிக்கெட் ஒயிட், சப்ளிமேஷன் ஜெர்சின்னு எந்த ஆர்டர் நீங்க கொடுத்தாலும் சரி இவங்களோட இன் யூனிட்ல இருக்க ஃபேப்ரிக் எடுத்து நீங்க கொடுக்குற கஸ்டமைஸ்டு டிசைன்ல உங்க டீம் நேம்ல உங்க பிராண்ட் நேம்ல இவங்களோட கார்மெண்ட்ஸ்ல இருக்க இவங்களோட பிரிண்டிங் டெக்னாலஜி மூலமா பிரிண்டிங் பண்ணி கட்டிங் பண்ணி ஸ்டிச்சிங் ஒர்க் எல்லாமே முடிச்சு அயனிங் பண்ணி உங்களுக்கு 2 to 3 டேஸ்ல டெலிவரியே கொடுத்துறாங்க. தமிழ்நாடு முழுக்க நீங்க எங்க இருந்தாலும் சரி உங்களோட கான்டாக்ட் நம்பர் ஸ்கிரீன்ல கொடுத்துருக்கேன். உங்களுக்கு கால் பண்ணி உங்களோட டீமுக்கான ஜெர்சியை உடனே நீங்க ஆர்டர் பண்ணிக்கலாங்க. இவங்க நம்ம திருப்பூர்ல PN ரோட்ல கரெக்டா நெசவாளர் காலனில இந்த பெட்ரோல் பங்க்ல மெயின் ரோட்ல லெஃப்ட் திரும்பி அகைன் லெஃப்ட் திரும்பினோம்னா ரைட்ல லொகேட்டா இருக்கவங்க தாங்க இந்த யூனிக் ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியர் அண்ட் பினிஷர்ஸ். நீங்க லோக்கல்ல இருக்கீங்க நேர்ல வந்து ஆர்டர் கொடுக்கறனால ஆர்டர் கொடுத்துக்கலாங்க. இந்த மாதிரி அப்டேட்டுக்கு நம்ம திருப்பூர் பசங்க இன்ஸ்டாகிராம் பேஜ்க்கு ஒரு ஃபாலோ பட்டனை தட்டி விட்டுருங்க. நம்ம திருப்பூர்ல ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியருக்கு எக்ஸ்க்ளூசிவா டி-ஷர்ட் ட்ராக் பேண்ட்ல மேனுஃபேக்சர் பண்ற ஒரு யூனிட் தாங்க இப்ப நம்ம வந்திருக்கோம். ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியருக்கான மேனுஃபேக்சர் தாங்க நம்ம யூனிக் ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியர். இவங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா உங்களோட டீமுக்கான குரூப் ஜெர்சி, டீம் ஜெர்சி, கிரிக்கெட் ஒயிட், சப்ளிமேஷன் ஜெர்சின்னு எந்த ஆர்டர் நீங்க கொடுத்தாலும் சரி இவங்களோட இன் யூனிட்ல இருக்க ஃபேப்ரிக் எடுத்து நீங்க கொடுக்குற கஸ்டமைஸ்டு டிசைன்ல உங்க டீம் நேம்ல உங்க பிராண்ட் நேம்ல இவங்களோட கார்மெண்ட்ஸ்ல இருக்க இவங்களோட பிரிண்டிங் டெக்னாலஜி மூலமா பிரிண்டிங் பண்ணி கட்டிங் பண்ணி ஸ்டிச்சிங் ஒர்க் எல்லாமே முடிச்சு அயனிங் பண்ணி உங்களுக்கு 2 to 3 டேஸ்ல டெலிவரியே கொடுத்துறாங்க. தமிழ்நாடு முழுக்க நீங்க எங்க இருந்தாலும் சரி இவங்களோட கான்டாக்ட் நம்பர் ஸ்கிரீன்ல கொடுத்துருக்கேன். உங்களுக்கு கால் பண்ணி உங்களோட டீமுக்கான ஜெர்சியை உடனே நீங்க ஆர்டர் பண்ணிக்கலாங்க. இவங்க நம்ம திருப்பூர்ல பிஎன் ரோட்ல கரெக்டா நெசவாளர் காலனில இந்த பெட்ரோல் பங்க்ல மெயின் ரோட்ல லெஃப்ட் திரும்பி அகைன் லெஃப்ட் திரும்பினோம்னா ரைட்ல லொகேட்டா இருக்கவங்க தாங்க இந்த யூனிக் ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியர் அண்ட் பினிஷர்ஸ். நீங்க லோக்கல்ல இருக்கீங்க நேர்ல வந்து ஆர்டர் கொடுக்கறனால ஆர்டர் கொடுத்துக்கலாங்க. இந்த மாதிரி அப்டேட்டுக்கு நம்ம திருப்பூர் பசங்க இன்ஸ்டாகிராம் பேஜ்க்கு ஒரு ஃபாலோ பட்டனை தட்டி விட்டுருங்க. நம்ம திருப்பூர்ல ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியருக்கு எக்ஸ்க்ளூசிவா டி-ஷர்ட் ட்ராக் பேண்ட்ல மேனுஃபேக்சர் பண்ற ஒரு யூனிட் தாங்க இப்ப நம்ம வந்திருக்கோம். ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியருக்கான மேனுஃபேக்சர் தாங்க நம்ம யூனிக் ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியர். இவங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா உங்களோட டீமுக்கான குரூப் ஜெர்சி, டீம் ஜெர்சி, கிரிக்கெட் ஒயிட், சப்ளிமேஷன் ஜெர்சின்னு எந்த ஆர்டர் நீங்க கொடுத்தாலும் சரி இவங்களோட இன் யூனிட்ல இருக்க ஃபேப்ரிக் எடுத்து நீங்க கொடுக்குற கஸ்டமைஸ்டு டிசைன்ல உங்க டீம் நேம்ல உங்க பிராண்ட் நேம்ல இவங்களோட கார்மெண்ட்ஸ்ல இருக்க இவங்களோட பிரிண்டிங் டெக்னாலஜி மூலமா பிரிண்டிங் பண்ணி கட்டிங் பண்ணி ஸ்டிச்சிங் ஒர்க் எல்லாமே முடிச்சு அயனிங் பண்ணி உங்களுக்கு 2 to 3 டேஸ்ல டெலிவரியே கொடுத்துறாங்க. தமிழ்நாடு முழுக்க நீங்க எங்க இருந்தாலும் சரி இவங்களோட கான்டாக்ட் நம்பர் ஸ்கிரீன்ல கொடுத்துருக்கேன். உங்களுக்கு கால் பண்ணி உங்களோட டீமுக்கான ஜெர்சியை உடனே நீங்க ஆர்டர் பண்ணிக்கலாங்க. இவங்க நம்ம திருப்பூர்ல பிஎன் ரோட்ல கரெக்டா நெசவாளர் காலனில இந்த பெட்ரோல் பங்க்ல மெயின் ரோட்ல லெஃப்ட் திரும்பி அகைன் லெஃப்ட் திரும்பினோம்னா ரைட்ல லொகேட்டா இருக்கவங்க தாங்க இந்த யூனிக் ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியர் அண்ட் பினிஷர்ஸ். நீங்க லோக்கல்ல இருக்கீங்க நேர்ல வந்து ஆர்டர் கொடுக்கறனால ஆர்டர் கொடுத்துக்கலாங்க. இந்த மாதிரி அப்டேட்டுக்கு நம்ம திருப்பூர் பசங்க இன்ஸ்டாகிராம் பேஜ்க்கு ஒரு ஃபாலோ பட்டனை தட்டி விட்டுருங்க. நம்ம திருப்பூர்ல ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியருக்கு எக்ஸ்க்ளூசிவா டி-ஷர்ட் ட்ராக் பேண்ட்ல மேனுஃபேக்சர் பண்ற ஒரு யூனிட் தாங்க இப்ப நம்ம வந்திருக்கோம். ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியருக்கான மேனுஃபேக்சர் தாங்க நம்ம யூனிக் ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியர். இவங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா உங்களோட டீமுக்கான குரூப் ஜெர்சி, டீம் ஜெர்சி, கிரிக்கெட் ஒயிட், சப்ளிமேஷன் ஜெர்சின்னு எந்த ஆர்டர் நீங்க கொடுத்தாலும் சரி இவங்களோட இன் யூனிட்ல இருக்க ஃபேப்ரிக் எடுத்து நீங்க கொடுக்குற கஸ்டமைஸ்டு டிசைன்ல உங்க டீம் நேம்ல உங்க பிராண்ட் நேம்ல இவங்களோட கார்மெண்ட்ஸ்ல இருக்க இவங்களோட பிரிண்டிங் டெக்னாலஜி மூலமா பிரிண்டிங் பண்ணி கட்டிங் பண்ணி ஸ்டிச்சிங் ஒர்க் எல்லாமே முடிச்சு அயனிங் பண்ணி உங்களுக்கு 2 to 3 டேஸ்ல டெலிவரியே கொடுத்துறாங்க. தமிழ்நாடு முழுக்க நீங்க எங்க இருந்தாலும் சரி இவங்களோட கான்டாக்ட் நம்பர் ஸ்கிரீன்ல கொடுத்துருக்கேன். உங்களுக்கு கால் பண்ணி உங்களோட டீமுக்கான ஜெர்சியை உடனே நீங்க ஆர்டர் பண்ணிக்கலாங்க. இவங்க நம்ம திருப்பூர்ல பிஎன் ரோட்ல கரெக்டா நெசவாளர் காலனில இந்த பெட்ரோல் பங்க்ல மெயின் ரோட்ல லெஃப்ட் திரும்பி அகைன் லெஃப்ட் திரும்பினோம்னா ரைட்ல லொகேட்டா இருக்கவங்க தாங்க இந்த யூனிக் ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியர் அண்ட் பினிஷர்ஸ். நீங்க லோக்கல்ல இருக்கீங்க நேர்ல வந்து ஆர்டர் கொடுக்கறனால ஆர்டர் கொடுத்துக்கலாங்க. இந்த மாதிரி அப்டேட்டுக்கு நம்ம திருப்பூர் பசங்க இன்ஸ்டாகிராம் பேஜ்க்கு ஒரு ஃபாலோ பட்டனை தட்டி விட்டுருங்க.
Turns out to be bright start over there. Emma Shiva and Vignesh, the openers. That started straight away with the boundary. Raja with the ball, who also did well with the bat. Chuckles it well this time. Emma Shiva gets some better timing out there. If he starts going well, the run rate will keep on increasing. He's having that potential to play such big shots. Multi-dimensional approach for Raja. Does he have to open the innings? He have to take care of most of the part of the innings with the bat as well as with the ball. So this adds up a lot of pressure for a cricketer. Though that responsibility seems to be heavy, he needs someone to share the burden. Strong shouts and the fingers are going up. Emma Shiva got dismissed. And he's getting clarifications to the umpire, but celebrations have started here with Kanchi Warriors. Raja have brought in the breakthrough. Trying to play it across, couldn't get the connection that he's looking for. 4 for 1. Four for 1 as Sheikh, the new batter, comes in at number 3. Is there a drama to see in this game? We gotta wait and watch, but it seems to be the low target. That's what Ariyalur have also faced down. 108 record from here. Sometimes it would work as 1 brings 2 format. There have been this luck factor is believed in international standards that if 1 wicket falls, it straight away brings in another. So the batters must be careful for a while as it's slicing up to get some opportunities for the batter to cut it away. Swing and a miss. Dot ball to end the over. That's 4 for 1. Four for 1. 2 new batters. Vignesh have took up the responsibility. 71 in the last game, 30 odd in the qualifiers 1. Now into qualifiers 2 to shift up the same responsibility. That's put down. Seems like it have got a little feather. Catches win matches. That is pretty evident in this tournament. Many teams who did well with catches have got limelights. Teams that struggle to take catches, teams that drops easy ones, have eventually lost the matches too. Oh, this is not an easy one, but there have been a slight chance to grab a catch. You can't blame the bowler for such things. But Yuvraj was phenomenal when they played against Kovai Thunders with the quick pace in which he bowled, picked up a couple of wickets in his spell. He's having raw pace that stops the batters from scoring runs on the board. But Vignesh is a different brand of cricket altogether, as he's having that capability. To push things moving forward. Swing and a miss. The wicketkeeper must be precise with his gloving work. There may be more possibilities of Yuvraj getting a feather. Slips in position, standing a little far from the receiving area. It might land before it reaches him. That they must be pretty clear on where it is going to get the edge. Oh, not at all landing onto the hands of wicketkeeper. Good over from Yuvraj. Pretty impressive run up that turns out to be. Just taking back a look at the run up. Pretty interesting this is. The way how he crosses the line and gets back to his own line. There are many weirdest run-ups out there. This is one among them. 2 to end the over, that's 6 for 1. Squeezes through the covers and the placement looks out to be perfect as he gets a boundary over there. Good punch onto the back foot. Not an easy one to play, but somehow manages to pick the gap as well. Shake. Much needed boundary at this point of time, and his first boundary of this innings. Continues off to bowl Raja. Another one through the covers as the fielders converging together. Turning out to be pretty interesting as the weather turns breezy. There is a cricket academy nearby, Future Stars Cricket Academy, where we've seen plenty of young cricketers practicing every evening. Daily cricket academy, as parents have sending their kids to learn the game. 2 is the call, and they're running back for the second run. Quite good running between the wickets. Have been an interesting tournament so far, with 7 matches being played, 6 league matches and 1 qualifier one. This is the 8th match, the qualifier 2. It's all going to react on tomorrow's battle, the big final, which is going to show us who's the first title winner of TNPCL. But before that, the team participated in this tournament of 4 teams, with one being the home side that is batting here, Trichy Rockfort Riders, running between the wickets, and along with their Grand Galaxy Arielur Kovai Thunders and Kanchipuram Invaders, among which Kovai Thunders went on to be a team that went on to win nothing. They lost all the 3 matches, stood at the bottom of the table and got exited from the tournament. Whereas these three teams were interesting to watch out for. Kanchi have did well against Ariyalur, failed to perform against Trichy. Ariyalur did well against Trichy, failed to perform against Kanchi. And same applies in reverse. Trichy did well against Kanchi and failed to perform against Ariyalur. So one after the other, this battle was quite impressive to watch out for. Any one of these teams are going to be champions. Now the gates are open for both the sides. All the sides in fact, except Kobe Thunders. The one who has upper edge is Ariyalur, who are already in the finals. Booked their slot in the finals. Now the other teams that's going to participate in the finals will be the winner of this game. So far it seems to be Trichy who could hold things out in the big stage. We'll speak a lot about that. 3 overs getting completed, 18 for 1. As you could see, the trains passing nearby. As this venue is almost closer to a railway track, an airport is also nearby somewhere. This connects the eastern coastal regions of Trichy, not to Tanjore district, but a little lower than that. Might be going to Pudukkottai or Karaikudi, somewhere else. I'm not sure about that. Continues out there. Fielders by being spreaded here from Kanchi. Yuvraj continues out to bowl. This was the run-up we've been speaking about. And that hits the stumps on top. Not just the run-up, the bowling style and the release have also been precise this delivery. That dismisses another wicket. Sheikh, the batter, being dismissed. He jumps, but that was pretty quick delivery. 18 for 2 it is. Harish, the new batter, comes in at number 4. Got the promotion today. There are batters like Sai, Sendil. A few of them still waiting in the dugout. And also these two batters have made a brilliant partnership in yesterday's game too. 87 runs together. Harish scored 30 odd and Vignesh have scored 71. Starting things off with a couple of dot balls over there. But that's such a wonderful bowling style, and it's getting on. We spoke a lot about his bowling action in yesterday's game too. That aligning through a different line, crossing over and coming back. This might also confuse the batter. At some point of time the bowler is not visible, and then again he's suddenly coming onto the picture, and it's a simple run up, simple release, but still has that pace. The pace and run up doesn't coincide with each other. You can't expect such an express pace from such a low release power. That's one of those reasons why many of those batters are jumping and it's getting onto the stumps. Looking at this doesn't seem to be a pace delivery. Seems like a medium pace. Look at that, a simple run up and a simple release, but it's pretty quick. That beats up the mid-on fielder. Eventually reaches out the boundary ropes. Welcome boundary again. As this time it's been a good length delivery being bowled by Yuvraj, pardon me. And that's been taken in good control and placed straight down the ground. Excellent stroke making from Vignesh. "23 for 2 it is, with one more to complete. The over had a wicket. They have been having that advantage, but still these two batters are going to be much crucial in this game. And the wonderful delivery, dot ball to end the over. That's 23 for 2. Catch was the call as it fell short of the fielder. SPJ Suresh, the new bowler into the attack, did really well yesterday. 4 wickets, wicket on every over he bowled when they played against Kovai Thunders. Even on the next game against Arilur, he did really well. So he'll be expected to perform. If one man could change this game, that would be SPJ Suresh right from here on favour of Kanchi. And his 4 overs are going to be much crucial for both Vignesh and Harish. Punches through the covers as it beats up the fielder. The mid-off fielder chases down, but no chance for him to stop that going for boundary. Eventually reaches out the boundary ropes. Much needed boundary. Bowled a shorter delivery SPJ Suresh, which is not his go-to option. He'll bowl more of good length delivery with much revolution and flat through the air that aligns with the stump line. That's his go-to option, which he should try continuing to bowl that. With just 2 more to end this over. Swing and a miss, couldn't get the control that he's looking for. 28 for 2 it is. With just 1 to complete things. Must fail that offers extra runs on the board. Single to end the over. That's 29 for 2. As you could see, the Future Stars Cricket Academy, young kiddos practicing out that the name says it all. Future Stars of cricketing fraternity. It's not much more about the Indian cricket team. It's about the franchisee cricket. It's about the pride of club crickets that is going to be the future. So there are a lot of career options for these young cricketers. If they improve their game, they could be the entertainers. They could be the player of CSK, Mumbai Indians, Delhi Capitals. Anywhere they could land themselves out. The opportunities are there. All they have to do is find it and to improve their skill. As it's 29 for 2. Yuvraj to bowl the last over of power play. It is going to be his third over in the power play. That shows the kind of desperation that SPJ Suresh is having to pick up the wicket at this point of time. That is a new batter, but a dangerous batter out there. Harish along with Vignesh. If they both join hands together, they could eventually finish things. Chase down the target of 112. Squeezing it through the covers to get some single over there. Excellent running between the wickets.
ரிப்பீட் பண்ணுங்கண்ணா.
30 for 2 it is. As they're trying to slice it away and getting some single over there. So far it looks like it's gonna be easy one, 82 of 89. But one or two good overs might change the context of this game. Vignesh and Harish should never let things go out of their control. They should focus on this target as a 15 overs match by trying to finish things off before the 15th over. That's why things could get into their control. Getting a couple of runs on the board. Well, this is going to be the pressure phase for them. At any point of time, we could see Sarguna Pandyan into the attack, who's also the other left arm spinner. By trying two left arm spinners from both the ends, could also create an impact in this game. As you've seen, spinners doing pretty well. Vignesh is one big example, but this time it's a misfield as it rolls over the boundary ropes. Welcome boundary here for Vignesh. As this idea of using Yuvraj in the last over of power play is going in vain, especially with the fielding standards. These were costly mistakes. You conceded extra 3 runs for that. Another good shot through the covers, and nobody could stop that going as it goes for another boundary. Back-to-back boundaries is here. This time it's even much better stroke making from Vignesh. He'll play more elegant shots when he gets going. That's what you're watching on screen now. This is where it went through the covers. Exceptional stroke making as it travels and eventually goes past the boundary ropes. Dot ball to finish things off. That's 41 for 2. Continues out to bowl SPJ Suresh. But this fielding standard is not letting them to fight on against Trichy. Last over you've seen a misfield went for boundary, and now a misfield that leads up to a single. Now what happens is you can't bowl to the same batter. Especially Harish is a new batter where SPJ Suresh could have mere dominance. But once Harish gets back to the non-strikers and he could get himself some breathe space and can revive himself to the conditions. But whereas Vignesh is a set batter who knows what needs to be done at the right time. So what's most important is not letting the new batter to rotate the strike and making him to play for a long time. That has more probability of them getting wickets. Especially with bowlers like SPJ Suresh, and he's not into his line today. When you look at the wickets he took in yesterday's game, most of them were hitting on the off stumps. Anything that he bowled outside the off stump have went on to be singles, twos and boundaries, never gone out to be a wicket. So bowling on stump to stump is the key success for SPJ Suresh. Much better as it gets closer to the stumps. This is the line I've been speaking about, and along with it we're having Harish, who's pretty new to the crease. This battle will be interesting to watch out for. As you could clearly see, it's missing the leg stump. There are probabilities of him taking those wickets. Could break the partnership and slows down the process of Trichy. That's in the air, but landed safely in the no man's area where they'll be getting a couple of runs on the board. But this also triggers Harish to go for big shots, which I'll say is a bit of defensive approach. He's feeling uncomfortable to play SPJ Suresh in a conventional way. I'll say that is an upper edge. Take that as a dominance and try picking up those wickets. With one to complete this over, that's 45 for 2. It's still turning out to be a good over with just 4 runs coming off it. All he needs is that one wicket that could stop Trichy from going. Quicker one, as that's been cut down. One more misfield that leads up to them taking that single to end the over. 46 for 2. Ramesh Naidu, the new bowler, into the attack. That's high in the air as the fielders converging together. Will be fetching a couple of runs on the board, but that intent seems to be impressive. Harish trying to find the aerial route, straight away attacking the new bowler. 30 runs partnership between these two. This duo is trying to find some momentum, which they lost early in the innings. Losing Sheikh and Emma Shiva early in the innings have set them up with a pressure situation, but this partnership is reviving things out. Squeezes this time. It's perfect placement as no man standing at the deep as the fielder chases down the ball, and it's not reaching out to the boundary ropes, which lets them to score extra runs on the board. Back-to-back twos, which leads up to 50 up here. Trichy Rockford Riders. It's It's been tremendous batting partnership one more time. As this partnership, this duo is going out to another level. I think this batting order should be copied if they get selected to the finals. They should send Harish at number 4 one more time in the finals. I believe that this partnership is something that's going to take them to move forward. But Vignesh is also doing overtime for the team. 71 yesterday evening, 30 odd today morning, and again 25, which kept on going. Sweeps it away. One more time, fielders chasing down the ball, and it eventually reaches out the boundary ropes this time. Exceptional stroke making from Vignesh C, as that turns out to be quite good under control. This was that shot. Good ball follow from the cameraman. Does excellent job by following the white ball. It's not an easy job to follow the white ball, especially under the white sky when the ball is in the air. When you've seen the height catches taken in this tournament, the ball follow have been pretty wonderful by the camera persons. Taking up things with good dominance, Vignesh C, using the gap which was there at the deep square leg region. Single to end the over. That's 56 for 2. Starts off with a single SPJ Suresh. Catch was the call. Turns down to be a dot ball over there. That's 58 for 2. At the point direction, quick running between the wickets, exceptional running between the wickets, that is. That's been a good shot from Vignesh out there. $59.52 from SPJ Suresh. Cuts it away, another good shot, beautiful timing as it rolls over the boundary ropes. Tremendous stroke making here as he's trying to finish things off quickly. This was the shot we've been speaking about. Seven coming off this over. Catches the call. That just left out of his hands. 3 overs completed for SPJ Suresh. No wickets so far. That's 0 for 19. 64 for 2 overall. 9 overs gets completed. Catch was the call and that is taken. And finally the partnership gets broken. Ramesh Naidu brings up the breakthrough. And the batter being dismissed was Harish. The intent was right, but it didn't cut the elevation that he's looking for. 64 for 3 it is. $64 for 3 it is. As Ramesh, the new batter, comes into the crease. And Hari stays in the ground as a run by for Ramesh. Leg category cricketers will get run bys. That too, one batter at a time on a ground. Run out opportunity. And that turns out to be quite good running between the wickets. As it's turning out to be quite good under control. 66 for 3 it is. Now the responsibilities were falling onto the hands of Vignesh. No chance of that getting a single over there. And they've been expecting Vignesh to play a lot more in this over. He himself is a leg spinner, as he knows how to tackle on a leg spinner and what will be the thought process of a leg spinners too. Much better one in terms of flight, but still couldn't grab the momentum that he's looking for. Strong shouts. There's no chance of that being a dismissal. But somewhere it stops the rhythm of Trichy. They need 46 of 63. Vignesh himself is going a bit defensive. Ramesh Naidu is bowling really well. Now what happens to a leg spinner is when you start defending the ball one after the other, it boosts their confidence to do well. Look at his release. He's a bit of energetic and fighting it well, but this time it's a better shot and the placement looks out to be perfect. Good try from the fielder, but anyway that goes over the boundary ropes. Much needed boundary at this point of time. After a couple of dot balls, this got a bit of extra flight, which is more than enough for Vignesh to go over the mid-on fielder. Anyway, mid-on was standing inside the circle. Dot ball to end the over. That's 70 for 3 after 10. Continues out to bowl SP F Suresh. Couple of dot balls in his overs as Ramesh finds the aerial route. That is a fielder in the deep, will be just a single. Good stop at the deep as it got cut down towards the fielder's angle, but somehow he managed to grab it away. Solidity comes into play as he's trying to push it down to go for the single. Smart cricket here from Vignesh. Is waiting for the bowlers to bowl those loose deliveries. If it's not coming out, he's straight away rotating the strike and waiting for the good balls rather than desperately going against tough balls. That's the biggest secret of his success, of playing one after the other good innings. 71, 38, 37 today. These are the scores of his last 3 matches. Then imagine the kind of responsibility he took over for Trichy. Despite of a few games being winning games, few games went out of the control. That's something different. But what matters the most is how you're approaching the game. Even they lost a game in Qualifier 1. He was the only top run getter in that game. That's a big life lesson. When things were not going well, just rotate the strike, push your singles, your time will come. Wait for the loose bowler to punish. What need not to be done is quitting out. Oh, this is not working, I'm not meeting the ball in the middle of the blade. I'll go for the big shot and lose my wicket. That's not the mindset one should have even in life and both in cricket. Wait for your turn. It is a very long game that your opportunity will come. Take things moving forward. One to end this over. That's 39 of 31. Swept it away as the fielder standing at the deep. Single to end the over. 76 for 3. Swings and got the connection better, and it eventually goes over the boundary ropes. Beautiful shot. One more time, Vignesh C taking charge against Ramesh Naidu. The more you give the flight, the better this batter goes away. Exceptional stroke making, that is. Turns out to be a quicker one, which fetches them the single. As this turns out to be quite good under control. Another Another dropped opportunity. This is what it regularly happens for certain sides. When you psychologically lose things out of your control, it will eventually go out of your control. 82 for 3 it is. Few more to finish things off. 30 required. Much better delivery. This is from Ramesh Naidu. A little bit of flatness which allows him to push the batter into the back foot rather than giving that extra flight which lets Vignesh to go for the big shot. It's high in the air. Another opportunity put down. This time slight bit of challenging one, but still had a chance to dismiss this batter. But anyway, as things were getting out of their control. Moves down to 47. Have already scored a century. Only 2 batters have scored half century in this tournament. 2 of them coming from these 2 sides, with one being the man on strike Vignesh and the other being Raja from Kanchipuram Invaders. It's 84 for 3 after 12. Squeezes through the point direction, as it will be just a single. Continues up to bowl. Raja with the ball. Picks the gap and couldn't get the placement. Looking out for run out opportunity. No chance of that being a run out call. Things were quite good under control. Just 27 needed. Vignesh is waiting for the right ball to get punished. Now you could see the bowler and the batter were the only half centurions of this tournament, with Vignesh is having 71 as his best score, and Raja have also scored a half century. Now the easy pickings for the batter as it rolls over the boundary ropes. First boundary here for Ramesh as the scoreboard moves to 90. Reaching down the winning mark slowly. That turns out to be quite good under control. Dot ball to end the over. That's 13 completed, 90 for 3. Continues up to bowl over there, Ramesh Naidu. 25 for 1. One required for the half century. Vignesh was playing a match-winning knockout there. 21 more required to win the game with almost 40 balls in the game, which might not let them to keep going in this tournament. Any one of these sides are playing the last match of this tournament that they would be aware of. High in the air as fielders converging together landed safely, which brings Vignesh back on track. He was very good at attacking Ramesh Naidu. We've seen him hitting a couple of boundaries over his head, long on, and plenty of other places. 49 of 40 balls. Only two batters have scored half century. One is Vignesh, another one is Raja. Now Vignesh is having great opportunity to hit his second half century of the tournament. Need only one run. We gotta wait and watch on how things go forward. 71 by Vignesh and 50 odd by Raja, and 49 is the third highest individual total in this tournament. Thickish outside edge. Miscommunication, and that leads up to be the wicket of Vignesh. See, couldn't score that half century that he deserves to get. Dramas have turned out to be a little reversed. We were expecting his half century, but unfortunately walking away for 49 runs. He fell down in between, or else he would have reached back. This is where it all went out of his control. 92 for 4 it is. Well played, Vignesh. That brings a new batter, Senthil Kumar, in at number 6. That's 92 for 4. Now just 20 runs required to win the game. Things were quite... Last over for Yuvraj. That's 92 for 4. With Ramesh and Senthil Kumar getting things up together. Bowling from the pavilion end, completed his 3 overs from driver track in. Now from a different end where we could witness his bowling action perfectly, especially the run up. Runs straight and aligns himself in and then comes out. Different approach altogether. It's quite impressive to watch out for too. But anyway, what's most important is these 19 runs. Is there any space for drama in this game? With one hat-trick happening, batters losing out their way in the middle. I know it's a bit of overthinking, but that's how a game gets going. No match is completed until it is fully completed. So there is still some hope for drama. Swing and a miss, Senthil Kumar to face his first ball. As being a captain, he was not put on much pressure to bat on every game. That's the biggest leisure he got with his team. He got good talents, The one standing at the non-strikers in Harish. The one lost his wicket, Vignesh. And there have been plenty of other batters contributing well together. That helps Sendil Kumar to push himself out into the batting lineup rather than coming on to bat every game. This is what a captain exactly expects from a player. Especially these young guns are doing really well. The next generation of para cricket is having more quality cricketers out there. Solid defense over there. As that gets a single to get off the mark, Sendil Kumar Singaram in fact. Just 3 shots away right from here. 3 sixers to finish things off. That could be done in this over too. But they will take this in a dramatic way, one after the other, with expectations built on. Wind started impacting the game. The weather was pretty better today. Day 2 was heavy. Day 3 is looking good. We're not sure about day 4, which is the big day. The final of TNPCL. For what every other cricketers of para cricket were waiting for this new tournament that's building up new opportunities for young cricketers, binding up together in the heart of Tamil Nadu, at the center of the state. I'd like to thank Mr. K.N. Nehru, Minister of Tamil Nadu, have did his support to make this happen in this venue. Single to end the over. That's 98 for 4. Nanda with the ball. Cuts it away. Catches the call, but no man standing at the deep, as it will eventually roll and go over the boundary ropes. 100 up here for Trichy Rockford Riders, with just 10 more runs required to win the game. As things are spicing up, just 2 shots away right from here. Better timing from Ramesh, 2 is the call, but good ground coverage from the fielder Ramesh. Ramesh hits, Ramesh fields, Ramesh everywhere here. That brings strike back to Sendil Kumar. Can we see some boundaries from him? The winning runs from him, 9 runs required to win. As he's one of those elegant batters of India in para cricket. When he plays through the covers, it will be exciting to watch out for. Choose the call. As is satisfied with that single, as the final runs being scored in a calm and composed manner. 2 big games today, as both the games went on to favour the teams batting second. We didn't also seen much big totals from teams batting first. So this wicket had a pattern to tell a story, but we're not sure about tomorrow's game. The same wicket might react in a different way as we played one day of cricket together in the same venue. So the pitch might react differently. That's what happened in the second day of cricket on the same venue, same pitch which hosted the games from day one. Dropped opportunity. Sendil Kumar tried to play it at the mid-off region, but couldn't elevate the momentum that he is looking for. Nanda is trying to consolidate, trying to delay the process of finishing things off. Just 7 runs, one shot away to level the total. Strong shouts, lighter shouts in fact. 105 for 4 after 16. Raja to bowl his last over. Cuts it away. As there is a man in deep, will be just a single before finishing things off. One six away right from here. Can Sendil Kumar? Oh, this is excellent delivery from Raja, but unfortunately that gets a couple of runs on the board, which gets the total nearer as they're almost at the finishing line. 110 it is, with 2 to win this game. This is pretty unfortunate for Raja. He gave his 200%, but sometimes luck wouldn't favor certain cricketers, and also it's a team game where you have to get the contribution from everyone. Swings and misses out, doesn't get the rhythm that he's looking for. Came new to the crease and trying to pull things off straight away. And Raja is bowling really well, not letting Sendil Kumar to play free-flowing strokes. But this one looks out to be quite good, as the scores were level now. 1-1-1 for 4, with just 1 required to win the game. Trichy Rockfort Riders started their league phase in match number 1 against the same opposition, Kanchi Invaders, and now at Qualifier 2 beating up the same side to be promoted to the finals of TNPCL. Whereas for Kanchi Invaders, the only team that they wouldn't beat in this tournament is Trichy. They played Trichy 2 times and lost both the times, and against Ariyalur, against Kovai, they won the battles. Unfortunately, that's how this is coming to an end, as Trichy Rockfort Riders, the home side, are winning in the Qualifier 2 and getting promoted to the finals, becomes the second team to qualify for the finals of TNPCL, and they will be facing off against Ariyalur in the big stage on the finals tomorrow. Losing 2 games against them will be a drawback for them, but will be fresh day, fresh energy. The one does better could eventually make it happen. Top scoring Vignesh C one more time played a match winning knock, and Ramesh 20 contributed the team to reach the winning line. With the bowling, Raja did pretty decently, 3.5 overs, 25 for 1, Yuvraj 25 for 1, SPJ Suresh 25, no wickets, and Ramesh Naidu 26. Numbers were pretty good, but when you give such a target of 112, this might not be enough from the bowlers. That's what it does. Kanchipuram Invaders ending their journey in TNPCL with this losing game against Trichy Rockfort Riders. Good performance from few cricketers from them, but end of the day, it's Trichy are promoting for the finals.
நம்ம திருப்பூர்ல ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியருக்கு எக்ஸ்க்ளூசிவா டி-ஷர்ட் ட்ராக் பேண்ட்ல மேனுஃபேக்சர் பண்ற ஒரு யூனிட் தாங்க இப்ப நம்ம வந்திருக்கோம். ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியருக்கான மேனுஃபேக்சர் தாங்க நம்ம யூனிக் ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியர். இவங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா உங்களோட டீமுக்கான குரூப் ஜெர்சி, டீம் ஜெர்சி, கிரிக்கெட் ஒயிட், சப்ளிமேஷன் ஜெர்சின்னு எந்த ஆர்டர் நீங்க கொடுத்தாலும் சரி இவங்களோட இன் யூனிட்ல இருக்க ஃபேப்ரிக் எடுத்து நீங்க கொடுக்குற கஸ்டமைஸ்டு டிசைன்ல உங்க டீம் நேம்ல உங்க பிராண்ட் நேம்ல இவங்களோட கார்மெண்ட்ஸ்ல இருக்க இவங்களோட பிரிண்டிங் டெக்னாலஜி மூலமா பிரிண்டிங் பண்ணி கட்டிங் பண்ணி ஸ்டிச்சிங் ஒர்க் எல்லாமே முடிச்சு அயனிங் பண்ணி உங்களுக்கு 2 to 3 டேஸ்ல டெலிவரியே கொடுத்துறாங்க. தமிழ்நாடு முழுக்க நீங்க எங்க இருந்தாலும் சரி இவங்களோட கான்டாக்ட் நம்பர் ஸ்கிரீன்ல கொடுத்துருக்கேன். உங்களுக்கு கால் பண்ணி உங்களோட டீமுக்கான ஜெர்சியை உடனே நீங்க ஆர்டர் பண்ணிக்கலாங்க. இவங்க நம்ம திருப்பூர்ல PN ரோட்ல கரெக்டா நெசவாளர் காலனில இந்த பெட்ரோல் பங்க்ல மெயின் ரோட்ல லெஃப்ட் திரும்பி அகைன் லெஃப்ட் திரும்பினோம்னா ரைட்ல லொகேட்டா இருக்கவங்க தாங்க இந்த யூனிக் ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியர் அண்ட் பினிஷர்ஸ். நீங்க லோக்கல்ல இருக்கீங்க நேர்ல வந்து ஆர்டர் கொடுக்கறனால ஆர்டர் கொடுத்துக்கலாங்க. இந்த மாதிரி அப்டேட்டுக்கு நம்ம திருப்பூர் பசங்க இன்ஸ்டாகிராம் பேஜ்க்கு ஒரு ஃபாலோ பட்டனை தட்டி விட்டுருங்க. நம்ம திருப்பூர்ல ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியருக்கு எக்ஸ்க்ளூசிவா டி-ஷர்ட் ட்ராக் பேண்ட்ல மேனுஃபேக்சர் பண்ற ஒரு யூனிட் தாங்க இப்ப நம்ம வந்திருக்கோம். ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியருக்கான மேனுஃபேக்சர் தாங்க நம்ம யூனிக் ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியர். இவங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா உங்களோட டீமுக்கான குரூப் ஜெர்சி, டீம் ஜெர்சி, கிரிக்கெட் ஒயிட், சப்ளிமேஷன் ஜெர்சின்னு எந்த ஆர்டர் நீங்க கொடுத்தாலும் சரி இவங்களோட இன் யூனிட்ல இருக்க ஃபேப்ரிக் எடுத்து நீங்க கொடுக்குற கஸ்டமைஸ்டு டிசைன்ல உங்க டீம் நேம்ல உங்க பிராண்ட் நேம்ல இவங்களோட கார்மெண்ட்ஸ்ல இருக்க இவங்களோட பிரிண்டிங் டெக்னாலஜி மூலமா பிரிண்டிங் பண்ணி கட்டிங் பண்ணி ஸ்டிச்சிங் ஒர்க் எல்லாமே முடிச்சு அயனிங் பண்ணி உங்களுக்கு 2 to 3 டேஸ்ல டெலிவரியே கொடுத்துறாங்க. தமிழ்நாடு முழுக்க நீங்க எங்க இருந்தாலும் சரி இவங்களோட கான்டாக்ட் நம்பர் ஸ்கிரீன்ல கொடுத்துருக்கேன். உங்களுக்கு கால் பண்ணி உங்களோட டீமுக்கான ஜெர்சியை உடனே நீங்க ஆர்டர் பண்ணிக்கலாங்க. இவங்க நம்ம திருப்பூர்ல PN ரோட்ல கரெக்டா நெசவாளர் காலனில இந்த பெட்ரோல் பங்க்ல மெயின் ரோட்ல லெஃப்ட் திரும்பி அகைன் லெஃப்ட் திரும்பினோம்னா ரைட்ல லொகேட்டா இருக்கவங்க தாங்க இந்த யூனிக் ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியர் அண்ட் பினிஷர்ஸ். நீங்க லோக்கல்ல இருக்கீங்க நேர்ல வந்து ஆர்டர் கொடுக்கறனால ஆர்டர் கொடுத்துக்கலாங்க. இந்த மாதிரி அப்டேட்டுக்கு நம்ம திருப்பூர் பசங்க இன்ஸ்டாகிராம் பேஜ்க்கு ஒரு ஃபாலோ பட்டனை தட்டி விட்டுருங்க. நம்ம திருப்பூர்ல ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியருக்கு எக்ஸ்க்ளூசிவா டி-ஷர்ட் ட்ராக் பேண்ட்ல மேனுஃபேக்சர் பண்ற ஒரு யூனிட் தாங்க இப்ப நம்ம வந்திருக்கோம். ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியருக்கான மேனுஃபேக்சர் தாங்க நம்ம யூனிக் ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியர். இவங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா உங்களோட டீமுக்கான குரூப் ஜெர்சி, டீம் ஜெர்சி, கிரிக்கெட் ஒயிட், சப்ளிமேஷன் ஜெர்சின்னு எந்த ஆர்டர் நீங்க கொடுத்தாலும் சரி இவங்களோட இன் யூனிட்ல இருக்க ஃபேப்ரிக் எடுத்து நீங்க கொடுக்குற கஸ்டமைஸ்டு டிசைன்ல உங்க டீம் நேம்ல உங்க பிராண்ட் நேம்ல இவங்களோட கார்மெண்ட்ஸ்ல இருக்க இவங்களோட பிரிண்டிங் டெக்னாலஜி மூலமா பிரிண்டிங் பண்ணி கட்டிங் பண்ணி ஸ்டிச்சிங் ஒர்க் எல்லாமே முடிச்சு அயனிங் பண்ணி உங்களுக்கு 2 to 3 டேஸ்ல டெலிவரியே கொடுத்துறாங்க. தமிழ்நாடு முழுக்க நீங்க எங்க இருந்தாலும் சரி இவங்களோட கான்டாக்ட் நம்பர் ஸ்கிரீன்ல கொடுத்துருக்கேன். உங்களுக்கு கால் பண்ணி உங்களோட டீமுக்கான ஜெர்சியை உடனே நீங்க ஆர்டர் பண்ணிக்கலாங்க. இவங்க நம்ம திருப்பூர்ல PN ரோட்ல கரெக்டா நெசவாளர் காலனில இந்த பெட்ரோல் பங்க்ல மெயின் ரோட்ல லெஃப்ட் திரும்பி அகைன் லெஃப்ட் திரும்பினோம்னா ரைட்ல லொகேட்டா இருக்கவங்க தாங்க இந்த யூனிக் ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியர் அண்ட் பினிஷர்ஸ். நீங்க லோக்கல்ல இருக்கீங்க நேர்ல வந்து ஆர்டர் கொடுக்கறனால ஆர்டர் கொடுத்துக்கலாங்க. இந்த மாதிரி அப்டேட்டுக்கு நம்ம திருப்பூர் பசங்க இன்ஸ்டாகிராம் பேஜ்க்கு ஒரு ஃபாலோ பட்டனை தட்டி விட்டுருங்க.